Hello, hi everybody. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a collective and timeless reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time, just keep in mind it's a general reading. So see which signs and symbols, messages resonate for you in your particular situation and help to bring a little clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, and confused about. This could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes in a different light. It could also narrow your focus and show you something you could just be missing in between the lines. Maybe in the dark, maybe right there, all along, but in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest and greatest good of everybody. So we are all uplifted in love. Now, this reading is going to be a little bit different. I don't think it's going to be for everyone. And even within the reading, really try to see which messages resonate for you in your particular relationship, situationship, and what you're wondering. I was driving home last night and I kept hearing like ghosted, breadcrumbs, blocked. So I feel like I need to do a reading to help those of you that have like lack of closure, you're really unclear about a particular relationship. It doesn't have to be love. It can be a family member you haven't heard from, a friend, but there's just like a lack of communication or understanding, understanding about what happened, what's going on. So, I mean, we kind of live in a day and age where it's way too easy to just exit stage left. You know, you kind of swipe left and right on your phone. There's not as much face-to-face communication, and sometimes there's just a real lack of clarity. So this could be a complete blocked situation. You really don't know what happened. Maybe it's a confusing situation. You have kind of an idea, but you're kind of in the dark. Maybe it's like breadcrumbing, you know, you get a little bit, but see how it feels for you. And when I do a reading that taps into anybody else other than whom is watching this reading, I only get the messages that come from the highest source of love, and that we have permission from the other person's higher self to your higher self to know. So it brings you a little bit of clarity on how to navigate and adjust your situation best. Sometimes people just have to go through something in privacy on their own, and not all the information is meant for us to know. So this is going to be the information from this person's higher self meant for us, for you to know, so that you have a little clarity and a little bit of understanding of what's going on. So that being said, let's begin the reading. All right, let's begin. I went and grabbed a couple more decks of cards that I think would be appropriate for this reading. So let's begin with this one I got on Etsy. It's called Maruka, Clarifying Love Situations. It's neon, it's kind of fun. Let's start with a little picture. So this could be your energy, the energy of the situation, relationship, partnership, friendship, whatever this is for you, or it could be your energy or your person's energy. But let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for the collective on the situation that's going on, to bring some light on this lack of communication and or closure. Thank you. Pros and cons. Somebody's making a list. You could be thinking about that relationship, what was working, what wasn't working, what you want to do different if it comes back around or you get more clarity. I'm getting like changes, but I also see that person like really making a checklist. This is memories. Somebody's really thinking about you, a specific situation that happened. It could be like a specific situation where there was lack of clarity or somebody took something wrong, or like a really, really nice memory. I'm just getting somebody like sitting at their desk and like, or like, you know, like the kid sitting in class and they're just daydreaming about a thing that happened that was so wonderful. I'm getting nice memories with that. Maybe even possible new scenarios that are coming through. But there's a camera there, so maybe somebody is looking at your picture. Face. I kind of get that maybe they know your face so well they don't even need to look at your picture. They just, you're like embedded in, imprinted in their mind. I hear heart, in their heart too. Maybe that's you too. You can just see this person's face. Maybe you dream about each other. Let's get one more card if it pops through. We have two. I said heart. You have a heart and a key. And then you have a foreigner. Ooh, I like that. It's kind of like something really unusual, something out of this world. I have my spaceship back there today. So maybe this relationship is kind of unusual for both of you. Uncomparable. Maybe that's why somebody needed some time. They're really trying to figure something out here because somebody is really weighing the pros and the cons. You know, what to do, what not to do. Somebody's in their head here. So somebody could be way too much in their head and they have to really tap into this for some balance and use their heart, because your heart has intelligence too. It's just harder to explain. So maybe this situation is really hard to explain. Leaving all that is familiar. The big messages on these cards are weighing the pros and the cons, replaying sweet past memories, leaving all that is familiar, and it is safe for you to love. So maybe somebody has a life, a situation, a job, you know, their everyday surroundings, and they get in a comfort zone and they feel really comfortable there, and change could be really weird for this person, or they need to make some really big changes that completely take them to new territory with you. This is the pros and cons is somebody analyzing, exploring, and comparing, unsure of the relationship, contemplating, and dissecting. I see somebody like actually on their phone, like texting and then like going back. Like they have a message, but it's not sent. They try to explain what happened, but then they don't know how, or how you will respond if they open up. I just see like overthinker here. So exploring, comparing, unsure. Maybe they thought the relationship in the beginning was going to be something in particular. Maybe it was like easy breezy fun, and maybe it got really deep and somebody had to be like, hold back. What's going on? I have to figure something out. I'm getting like a bigger energy than expected. So maybe that was a love. You know, this love or you are just really different than they expected. Maybe their past relationships were always kind of the same kind of, you know, patterns and or types, and maybe you are very different. Or maybe they thought you would be the same, and it turns out like when they get into the depths of who you are not like they thought at all. I'm getting like, don't judge a book by its cover. Replaying sweet past memories. I mean, even with these two together, This is like a lot of mental energy, and this is a lot of mental energy, although it gets creative because it's imagery. So memories can be nostalgia. You think about a situation, and sometimes when you're not actually in that situation in the now, you know, you remember it in a different light than it actually happened. But this also says that the past is coming back. So I do feel like you're gonna get an answer. You're gonna get some clarity. You're gonna get I keep seeing that text in someone. So someone's gonna finally send that text or finally make that phone call. I do feel it might be in all the sudden thing. Maybe this person has a lot of plans and they have planned out exactly how it's gonna go. But I feel like that weird energy, like that, I don't know. I just keep seeing this exotic energy. And then you have perfect match. I feel like all of the sudden, the time is going to be right. And I feel like it's going to be unexpected for you. It does say the past is coming back and holding on to the past. But there's a longing and a regret. So somebody is regretting ghosting you, not treating you how you deserve. How they acted or reacted in a particular conversation or situation. I feel like somebody wants to redo something. And you can't go back in the past and redo something. You can't change the past, but you can be in the now and have self-awareness so you do it differently in the future. I'm kind of getting a weird conversation with that. Like maybe somebody had a certain thing that was like your pet peeve and it really bothered you or them, and the other person kind of triggered something, but it wasn't an on purpose thing. Maybe it just was lack of communication. So I'm kind of getting being late. So maybe if somebody was like late, somebody else is always on time. Maybe somebody was actually really worried about someone. That maybe just, hey, if anything happens, if anything has to change, if you have to go and do something else, totally cool, but just let me know so I can do my own thing. Just give me a heads up. I'm kind of getting a phone that turns off, but not like on purpose, like a battery thing. So maybe something happened and you just were sitting and unclear. And then I'm getting like maybe somebody not addressing exactly what happened. So maybe when this clarity comes through, you can have a good conversation, you know, clear up some things. But I kind of also see that it could just jump right back into cool. I mean, you have the heart and the key. Somebody has the perfect key to the perfect heart. It's like meant for one another. I see a big elephant. So maybe if there is a situation and there's like a big, like, I don't know why I see this. I see like an elephant under the rug instead of in the room. So don't shove something under the rug if it's a situation as big as an elephant, because you're going to keep seeing that elephant under the rug. You're going to be tripping over the elephant. So if it is a big situation, do address it, because I feel like with this, once you start the conversation, I feel like it's gonna flow. I feel like you're gonna see eye to eye and come to an understanding with something. Open to love, perfect match, meeting the one, easy to love. Yeah, it's easy. I do feel like you do have easy conversation with this particular person. So maybe that's why it was so confusing, why it suddenly stopped or got weird. Complement each other. I like that it's complement each other. But then you have this like alien here. So maybe you guys are just really an unusual couple. Maybe you talk about really cool and interesting things together. Just thinking of like Bigfoot, or maybe like UFOs, Bigfoot. Maybe you're into like psychology, or I'm even getting like numbers. Maybe you're really into like finances or sports or whatever it is. I feel like it's like maybe an unusual topic for you to talk about with others, but with this person it kind of flows. Or maybe it's not that at all. Maybe this person is really, really different than you, and you have subjects that come about that you never knew you'd be talking about. You know, like you both have really cool different ideas. But if this person is actually leaving a situation that feels very, very familiar, some people love new adventures. They're into it. And some people really get stuck because it's hard to leave something that you're used to. It means there's a big readjustment, maybe within themselves or their actual lives, maybe in their schedule, within their family, their friendships. Maybe everything has to change, or they want it to. Differences, stranger, exotic, unfamiliar, estranged, overseas, visitor, unconnected, and different. So I feel like maybe they're trying to cut some strings, like unconnected things that maybe felt really familiar, so they can have a little bit of a real new, weird, awesome energy. Maybe they're opening up. I'm getting like new colors of themselves. So I don't know what that is. Maybe they're exploring different sides of their self that they never thought about. Maybe you brought something to light, made them question something. Maybe somebody actually has to move really far to be with you, where there's actual distance. This could be somebody you met online. Maybe you had a couple little moments, or you met up, but then distance came about. I mean, that's huge. If somebody's really thinking about coming back around to you like that, that's changing everything. That could also be you. Stranger, exotic, unfamiliar. Maybe even I'm getting something even different with this. I'm getting even that maybe the things that were the huge in their day-to-day world, the things that always seem familiar, maybe are starting to look different and unfamiliar to them. Maybe they're seeing their personal friendships differently, and they're like, I'm getting their opinions are starting to change about maybe just the energies from the people around them. Maybe you really did spark something different in this person, so they're thinking really different. Visitor. Maybe you're really different than this person. I mean, like I'm getting that you're kind of like weird and wild and alike, but maybe you really opened up something, or they did that to you, where you're really thinking about things differently. Let's go to this heart and key, because this is so beautiful. It's safe for you to love. I feel like this person does feel safe with you. They feel like you protect them. Like they're at home in your arms. Like you've unlocked something in them they never expected to feel. You see through them. Like you see the parts of them that are really real. I feel like this person is actually like their true self with you. I mean, it says perfect match, meeting the one. It's not just a person, it's the one. That's big, guys. And complementing each other. I feel like there's just like a natural support and friendship. Maybe the foundation ever really got built solid. Maybe there was no like naming of what you guys were to each other, and or if you were with this person a long time, maybe just I'm getting that it just evolved in a different way. Something changed. So maybe you're just kind of together and this person's actually thinking about the long term, like marriage. I'm not sure why you would get the ghosting thing then, if that's your situation, unless it's that you guys have really different like lives and somebody really needed to get their like ducks in a row like really get themselves together. I feel like somebody wants to really like put the key in the lock. It could be a home situation. Maybe somebody had to figure out something with like finances, schedule. I just keep hearing elevated, elevating, which makes me think elevating to a new, you know, level. Wanting to do it a different way the next time. Let's see. Let's go to a different deck. I have this. It's black and white. Actually, I kind of want to see what's at the bottom. Sometimes I put these down so I don't look, but I kind of do want to see. Okay, you have running. Resisting change right now. Avoiding not now. Scared. Boundaries, escaping, rejecting, not interested in the cold shoulder. So maybe somebody's running because of this love is really, really strong. Maybe it came out of nowhere. They have a lot of things they need to change or figure out, or they're just scared to be in a place of their life that's really different from maybe where they were. Maybe the goals they always had or the life that they thought they were signing up for is changing. So if this is a running situation and it's you, it could be you also, like, I'm getting like a taste of your own medicine. Maybe you're like putting something on hold and not responding to someone the same way you would have over here because you weren't getting the balance and reciprocal energy that you wanted. But I'm getting more that this is probably the other person running. So if somebody is running away, have some allowance. Have some allowance. You know, it doesn't mean you can't reach out and say, hey, hi, I'm here when you're ready, or if you want something, but I don't think you should chase something back because you're not giving it that person or that situation free space to figure something out. So I don't think this running's going to go on forever. Eventually, this person has to get off the treadmill. They're not getting far, basically. They're running, but they're actually in the same place. So maybe somebody's doing some active meditation, getting some happy endorphins into their situation to figure it out. Sometimes people just need a little distance, you know, a little breakaroo from something to readjust their situation or something inside themselves. Avoiding. Well, there we go. So it also says not now. So maybe it's a timing thing, a divine timing thing. Maybe it's just not right now, even though it is right, you know, with this. But even if it's not happening right now, they're still going here. You and this person are still replaying situations that were like, I like my word, like amazeballs together. Like I'm getting a lot of energy, like your energy together is just different than anything you can, like anything you've ever had before, nor can compare to. It's like incomparable. So it's not really about like winning the race. I'm getting it's just you. It is you. So let's see. Let's go to this. This is the Love Oracle card. Let's just get one card. Clarity on running, memories, pros and cons. Maybe somebody really like trying to come up with a plan. Your discernment. So maybe somebody is thinking about reaching out, but waiting for the right time. I hear casual. Maybe they want to come back in casual means, like not a big like apology, you know, show up at your doorstep. What is that movie, like the 80s movie, playing the radio of your favorite song outside the window, big flowers. I don't think it's something like that. I think it's going to come through pretty casual. Just like, hey, hi, how are you? And then I feel like you're going to have discernment on when to open up about possible clarity and or that elephant under the rug. But I also am kind of getting you're going to just kind of jump right back in. Like no time ever left. And if you do have this running energy, and there's a door closed, and there's non-response over there, then see that for the reality that it is, and bring that loving energy and attention back to you in your own space, what you can do with your time. You know, even with this heart and key, what is it that you can do that just brings love into your life? What do you really enjoy? You know, if you have this extra space, are you clearing your space, your actual space, to clear some of the clutter in your head? You know, if you can't get communication and there is no response, sometimes all you can do is just your heart to their heart. You want to send them love, hope that everything is okay, send them some strength, send them a little prayer, you know, and heart to heart, know that I have this love for you, and that's going, you know, it's reciprocal, and that's all you can do. And then just trust. And bring that same loving energy back to you, because if something is coming back around to you, it'd be cool to have some like new stuff to talk about. What have you been into lately? What have you been doing? Maybe you're getting a little glow up, you know? You could be joining some groups. Also, I see like a friendship here. It could be a really, like, not just a loving thing, but like a really, really, really good, like, solid friendship. But maybe you have a really good friend that could also help you out. Spend some time with those that really make your heart light and sing. Maybe a family member. Sometimes it's just like really healing to be around somebody who just kind of gets you. I mean, that might be this person, but I feel like you do have a good friend. Maybe your friend doesn't always want to help you, like fix anything. Maybe they just listen really good, but they could also be like a little bit of a tough love, you know? Put some sense back into you if this is you, like really overplaying stuff and stuck in your head and, you know, thinking about the past and you're not really living in the now. You know, you're over analyzing what happened, what didn't happen. Maybe you just have somebody in your life that can kind of like, I'm getting like snap you out of it for a little while, you know, come back to reality, recognize how amazing you are, how much you have to offer, how talented you are, all those things that you love to do. I'm getting like your special way of communicating. Maybe you really resonate with like a certain group. It could be like I don't know, like an activity, or getting like, I don't know, like something like you're into. It could be something creative. Maybe like I'm getting like an orchestra. Maybe you play an instrument, signing up for like a local orchestra, or it could be like a book club, or a knitting club, or a ski club, or, you know, a local team, or, you know, maybe something at a community center or a church. I'm getting like a meetup kind of energy. So maybe you're even going to gain some new friendships, like branching out, doing something a little different, even though it's something you're probably really into. Let's get one card for the collective, please. Yeah, wow, that's what I just said. Well, thank you. Thank you, Love Oracle. Yeah, call up a friend. Girl talk, boy talk, whatever. Like your friends could really help you out now. Just kind of be a nice support in this in-betweener time. Time with friends, moving on, happy, single, living in the moment and having fun. I mean, if you're just working on yourself in general, and let's just say you have a really, really, really deep soul connection with somebody else, it looks like they're also doing the same thing. So let's just say when you come back together, how much better is it going to be when you both elevated and worked on your own stuff? You know, it's going to be so much stronger. It's not going to be like a fixing or changing somebody kind of energy. It's just going to be solid and even better together. So start with you. If you don't have this kind of friend, you really feel that like super connected to, maybe it's that joining of a group and you're going to kind of connect to a different group. Be happy being single, being independent, because when that happiness starts in you, it lifts your spirit and it lifts that loving energy to every situation that you're in, not just this one. It makes all of the situations special. Running into strangers in the store, you know, things you do with your children, all the people you work with, whatever it is, everybody you connect to is going to feel this change in your energy. And it's just going to start to manifest those beautiful energies back to you faster. But it can't be like a holding on kind of energy and a pull, because it doesn't allow space for that manifestation to come. It's a hold, you know, you're keeping something too tight. You have to release and trust and then just let things flow. And having fun. I mean, I had this situation happen to me. I went away on vacation and I don't know, it was just this most beautiful, like healing energy. I was feeling just kind of like plateaued for a long time, and I came back from vacation feeling like a completely different person. And it was just this little time away that I had with this beautiful friend of mine, and I just feel so blessed that I have a person in my life. I mean, I have many, but this woman in particular is just such a beautiful soul. She's just such a gift. And just being around her completely changed my energy. I mean, sometimes it's just a moment. We had one moment in the kitchen where we belly laughed. I mean, I don't know why we thought something was so funny, but we did for like 20 minutes, where both of us woke up and our abs were hurting. And it was just the most beautiful, like it just like, whew, totally changed everything. So sometimes it's just a really beautiful moment you have that can just kind of lift your spirits, maybe just for a moment, but maybe really change something up. So what's at the bottom here? You got a mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships, reflecting old wounds, and introspection. Now, it's possible you held up such a beautiful mirror to this person, or this could be your friend who holding up the mirror, reminding you how amazing you are. Like, hey, look at what you have to offer. You deserve so much love. You deserve someone to give you all the attention and time that you want to give somebody else. So don't accept less. And if this situation isn't going to give back to you, there's some person waiting out there that is going to be your perfect mirror, that is going to come into your life and recognize you, your true self, and not just who you are now, but who you are becoming, and want to be there for all of that process. And if that is not in the cards for you, and you are really good and feeling independent and going along that path, hold up the mirror to yourself. Tell yourself how amazing you are, how much you deserve, and how proud of you you are for standing up for yourself, for doing something like in your truth, speaking your truth. And then this energy is just going to reflect beautiful energy back to all the people in your life. And if somebody else shows you some weird ass mirror, it's just, we all go through different phases and we think weird things. We are human. So someone is showing you something kind of weird, just have the awareness that it's probably reflecting whatever they're actually going through inside of them, and try to see that with compassion. And that's all you can do. Mirroring each other, reflecting old wounds, relationships. So it's possible that whatever happened in this, lack of closure or understanding may have reflected something that was an old wound that you or someone else had, possibly in a relationship that you never healed and or addressed. Because when we see the beautiful whole soul of somebody else, we love and accept all of it. People are complicated. Everyone has their own situation and past, their own relationships, their own perception upon something. So if somebody really is reflecting all sides of you, it may have shown a side that maybe you or that person wasn't very proud of. And I feel like somebody wants to be really proud. So maybe somebody's a little too hard on themselves as well. Because I do feel like there could be a great healing in this relationship, but also in each individual. Ooh, I'm not even sure what I said in any of that, so I hope that made sense to you guys. Let's get one card. This is the yin yang. Clarity on girl talk. Moving on. I see the girl talk and I just hear like, tis what it is. Like, this is what it is. Like, what you gonna do? I really can't do anything until like something comes back around, or I hear it until you hear that ring-a-roo. Till you hear that ring-a-roo. Maybe somebody has a cool ringtone. I just thought of like, I don't know, I heard like a what's that? I heard like a like a clown car, or maybe like a child, like a toy, maybe a toy bell. Maybe just somebody has their own ringtone. I'm not sure what it is, but I hear like a funny noise. One card, clarity for the collective. On lack of communication, clarity, breadcrumbing, ghosting. But turning things around by bringing energy back to you. I also see this and the friend together, these two. And think that maybe you're going to a place that's not, like maybe you're going to see a friend, like in a different location. Maybe they live really, really, really far away, like in another country far away. That could be really fun. Go to a place you've never been to before. I mean, that might be a really nice experience. Or maybe you have a visitor, somebody coming to you. I see unconnected, but it makes me think of two things. Either somebody you're always around, but you've never done something weird together. I mean, it could be in your town. Hey, it doesn't have to be across the world. Or somebody you actually are friends with or kind of know, but haven't really seen in a really long time, and you kind of reconnect. Let's get one card for the collective, please. Thank you. Well, yeah, this came through here. Where is that? The comfort zone. Well, it's like this. Somebody's in their comfort zone. That's a south node. So they're healing some karma, some repeating patterns, some things that, they're elevating from, but that's releasing things that you're used to become something different. That's not always easy. And it's not always, it doesn't always happen in a timely process. So if you have a time on how something has to move, I feel like you have to have a little more grace with that, because your time is of the essence. So maybe somebody is getting antsy. They actually feel like they want to push that clock a little farther. I see somebody like taking the sand glass. What is that? Where the sand falls down, and like trying to push it down faster, but I don't think it can go any faster than how the sand can get through the hole. So maybe somebody really does want to do something fast, but they actually have to take their time with something. You have to learn to come out of their comfort zone. Or this could be you too. Doing something a little bit different. Should we get one hidden truth? I didn't even go to the tarot yet. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get one card. Clarity on the clinging. Also, if you're clinging to a situation that has to turn out a certain way, I don't think it's going to be what you expect. I don't think any of this is really like a typical expectation kind of relationship. I think that's why it's gone weird. So always be willing to allow things to unfold differently than you expected, and or possibly take you down a totally different road altogether. I mean, it's possible this situation happened and the block is going to stay there, but this situation still affected you in a different way that you're healing differently from it than past relationships. And if it's taking you down the road to meeting somebody brand new, you're going to approach that situation with a totally fresh energy and with a new understanding of how you did something in the past and what you won't do the same in the future. So all of that is really good. And if it does come back around with whom you're thinking about, I'm getting it's going to feel very familiar, but not be the same at all. Like it'll come through with really big changes. I look at this right now, and instead of a box, I see it as a battery. I feel like it's going to come through with full battery, full capacity, and like an equal exchange of energy instead of depletion, which is here. So maybe that's what was happening before. There was a mismatch of energy exchange. And I also feel like it's going to be natural. Like it doesn't have to be full battery 100% all the time or nothing at all. I mean, we go through our daily lives and our emotions change throughout a day, you know, throughout different situations that happen. You go to work and have a weird situation that happened, come home and be like, like a puss face. And that's okay. I feel like if you end up back in this relationship, it's kind of like a good understanding of how to either give somebody space if they need it, maybe not take something so personally. I'm also getting that. I'm getting a lot of messages. Sometimes relationship readings are hard for me because I get like, I feel like I tap into a lot of different personalities and or situations. So I feel like somebody does like space. Maybe you, or maybe somebody else, and maybe that wasn't, you know, you see these two together. You see this clinging. So maybe somebody really likes a lot of attention. You know, that's their love language. They like to be touchy and like to give and like to be there and be helpful. But maybe somebody else just needs a little space and it's not personal. Sometimes people feel a lot, but they need to have some time to process. So even if that was like a weird day at work and somebody comes home and they're like, what's wrong? Or I can tell something wrong, and maybe they don't want to talk about it, and actually talking about it makes them more stressed out. They just need to go into the lady and or man cave. For others, getting that like, there's a book. It's like men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but it's not that book. It's another book that was written, I think, by the same author later. And it just had differences of how the feminine and the masculine energy expresses their stress. And a lot of times the feminine energy actually does need to talk about it because it gets that out there and it makes them feel better. Like, whew, now that's off the plate. Now we can move along. Everything is fixed. And sometimes with a more masculine energy, to talk about it more actually just creates more stress and it doesn't actually fix the situation. They need to go like into retreating mode to process before they're ready to talk. So it doesn't mean they won't talk. It just has to be a different timing. So maybe that's part of that conversation, or maybe that's you that just needs some space and somebody didn't know that and they're taking it personal. And you just need to say, hey, look, you know, I really care about you. You know, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. No, I really enjoy the time we are having, but I need a little bit of space and it's not personal. And when, you know, the timing is right, I'm going to come through. So, I mean, that can solve a lot of confusion if somebody just expresses what they actually need. Sometimes people just forget to talk to each other. Let's get one message. I don't know if this is going to be you or the person that you're thinking about. Message, clarity for the collective, please, and thank you. I know that I crossed the line with you. So somebody didn't put up a healthy boundary, or, you know, there was a wishy-washy of the lines on what was good and what was not. And maybe somebody like crossed a line they didn't know was there. I don't really feel like it was a purposeful thing. I feel like it was more of a mistake and or a thing that was thought about after the fact. Maybe it was because somebody reacted a certain way. But I feel like there's self-awareness in this, which is good, which means that there can be communication and clarity, and that you can maybe form a better structure for something in the future. I mean, that could also be that pushy energy. You know, somebody was clinging on a little too much. It could be the, you know, it says cross the line, but maybe when somebody just exited that way, that was crossing that line. Maybe somebody was used to somebody being there and there was a lot of love, but then what happened? Did I say something? Like maybe it wasn't even a big like argument or anything. It was just like, what happened? No idea. Let's get one more card, clarity on. I know that crossed the line with you, but somebody wants to change that. I do feel like there's kind of an apology with that one. It was my fault, but I blamed you. So maybe there was an argument. It could be you or the other person. But that's really nice that this is coming through, because it means that this is a person that was typically in maybe the karmic pattern or perception where everything that went wrong or everything that happened was always because of this. Or I wouldn't have done that if that person didn't say that, or they didn't react like that, I wouldn't have done this. And that means that person's coming out of that circle of the place where where they're controlling the situation doesn't belong, and they're putting that self-awareness back into themselves of you or their actual reaction or non-action to a particular situation. They're actually looking at what part they played, or you're actually looking at what part you played, and that maybe it's not being right, being wrong, what you did, what they did kind of situation. Maybe it was just life. Sometimes just arguments come out, or misunderstandings come about, or life happens. And instead of always trying to see what the reason out there is why you did something, you can't adjust it until you see your part in a situation or their part. So that's actually really good. It could be that you did something and you didn't even know you did something. Maybe this person was really hurt by something you did, but maybe you didn't even mean to do anything. Or maybe where you were coming from was a place of good intention. Kind of looking at this with that. It could be that mirror situation. But I hear growth, which is good. Let's get one more card for the collective, please. Wow, we know this already. It's the person that's in their head. It could also be you. And I don't think that these are like weird memories. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe somebody's really thinking about something they need to readdress here. But I'm kind of getting mostly this. Like somebody's just really thinking about memories with you. And this. How you fit like a puzzle. How something's really different. You actually a perfect partner. A perfect match. I mean, no one's perfect. We can be perfectly imperfect. But but somebody's thinking about how they want to reopen their heart to love. It could also be that somebody just had their walls up. Somebody was just kind of always a little bit in because they're protecting being hurt, because heartache sucks. So if somebody didn't want to get too close because they don't want to be hurt, but yet they really, really, really want to be close to you, there's something big that's healing in them because you really broke down some walls. You know, you could have been this beautiful little alien, just came out of nowhere and beamed them up. I just keep saying that's like my favorite neon. So somebody stays awake thinking about you at night. And they could not be sleeping right, like really creating lovely scenarios, replays of something. So let's move to the tarot, because they could be thinking anything, but you were keeping somebody up at night. I don't even know what tarot I have. Should we do the modern love or the regular one? Well, I don't see the regular one, even though I know I brought it. So I guess we're, oh yeah, there it is. Oh, so much energy coming through. I don't know what to pull. I have 3 here. I actually have the Muse Tarot too. Let's see how it goes. Clarity for the collective. Somebody staying awake, thinking about you. Having to leave everything that they're used to or everything familiar. That could not even be their surroundings. That could just be their way of thinking is changing. You know, their perceptions on things are now changing. So maybe it was just their everyday goals, their plans for their career, their plans for their future, their family, their friends, their home, everything that they thought maybe is different now because you are being considered in those plans. Or you spark something so big that even the way they're considering their own life is different. What is familiar? I mean, for some of you, because this is different for everyone, different relationships. I get that, leaving all that is familiar. I mean, some of you maybe lack of communication while you're actually in maybe a divorce and or separation or actually leaving a situation. And maybe, you know, that's what's different. You're going into this, which is single. You know, maybe you're figuring out how to navigate new territory or have that relationship, because I mean, even if you're leaving, let's say, a partnership that was there a long time and you guys had a real love for one another, that love isn't going to go anywhere, even if how it's expressed or what it means in your life has changed. It might feel like this person is always there. You always have these this is like a whole separate group that I'm reading for right now. You know, you have these beautiful memories of this life with somebody. You know, you weighed the pros and the cons. Maybe it just was moving along. It was different. It's changed. You're going to go a different direction. That person's going to go a different direction. I feel like if that was a loving situation, you probably want the best for each other. You probably want the other person to really feel like love in their life, whether that happens now or later or ever or soon or whatevs. But coming back around to the person that you were used to and having it not be the same as it was is going to feel a little foreign, and you are going to have to figure out, you know, the dynamic of that relationship. Sometimes in that situation after a breakup, there just needs to be some distance. There needs to be some space and some healing. You know, somebody getting along with their life over here, somebody getting along with their life over here, you know, and then I feel like if it's beautiful like this, it's still going to come back. It's still going to be there. It's just going to be a different dynamic. So maybe that's that space I saw. Doesn't mean it's not going to like be a reconnection of some type, but it's going to be different. Maybe it's not going to ever be a super love affair anymore. You're going to come back as friends. That's pretty freaking cool. So, see, this is why I don't always do the love relationships. It's so many different situations. Whereas if it's just a normal reading and I see the elevation or the change in energy, I can tap into that more smoothly and streamlined than complicated people and situations. But I hope this is helpful for you guys. I hope it's bringing something through that makes you feel a little more like you're in clarity. Let's get one card for the collective to start with. We didn't even do tarot yet. Oh my gosh. One card for the collective, please. Oh, you are moving on. Sweet. You're not just moving on. You're taking the reins back into control of what you can control, where your energy should be placed to take you towards victorious energy. This could be an actual trip. Sometimes the Chariot is going somewhere, getting in a car. I love this. Look at this. There used to be a dog like this when I lived in the city, and this dog was in Central Park, and it had the little wheelchair thing. It was the happiest little dog. It just makes me think of just pure unconditional love with this card. It's really beautiful. Strength, like a lot of strength in unusual places. Strength with all the crap you've gone through, like really rising above a situation. The Chariot is like getting on board with something, like things that were really rough, that you didn't understand, that you couldn't control, that you didn't know how to handle or maneuver or navigate. You're going to figure it out. You might not do it right away, but along this particular path that is like right in front of you right now, you're on your way to like soul's destiny, a big journey. I mean, I do feel like, well, here's one person, so it starts with you. But I do feel like it's always the divine masculine and feminine energy that ride in the Chariot. This is a big life path with the 7. It's a spiritual energy. It's a spiritual path. It's not being in the mundane, everyday reality of our lives, although that is important because you can't get lost in the ether. You do need to make it reality. But that's sort of what I'm getting, that whatever this situation is going to come from being maybe really spiritual, or, you know, have no label or whatever it is, into actual reality land, to have some structure, and to, I just keep hearing real, to make it real, to make it like long lasting. I just see this as the big V card. It's a big victory. It's feeling really good. It's feeling like, you know, you got your stuff together. And I picked this up. You got the Lovers at the bottom. So, I mean, the Lovers is a Gemini card. It's a choice. I feel like both of these energies are really beautiful. And, you know, it is a feminine and a feminine. So maybe there has to be, you know, everyone's situation is different. I mean, it doesn't mean that these aren't a masculine and a feminine either. But I do feel like it's more of a, there has to be an allowance on both of your parts for this to work. There has to be a receptive energy. I mean, it doesn't mean one of these isn't the aggressor, you know, or taking the lead on a situation. And I see this snake here, like wrapped around both. And when I think of the snake, I think of like shedding old skin. So maybe both people, or your new situation, or whatever comes through, is, you know, that old skin's on the ground. You're not going to go crawl back in it. You're something different now. You have changed. You have changed the way you're going to make your decisions, who you're going to consider when you make that decision. And this is free will. So there does have to be an allowance. When the Lovers comes through, you have to allow that the other person has free will to say yes, to say no, to think it's good for them or to not. But if the love is equal, both people, both hearts will be considered. Hopefully, I mean, it looks like they're communicating pretty good. So, you know, equal communication, equal give and take. And you know, two people that are in a loving vibration are also going to consider others around them and hopefully have good discernment on the energies that are good and vibrant and the ones that are draining and maybe clinging and not working anymore. And it's just complete adjustment. When the Lovers comes through, it's having to make a choice, a big one. But those choices never stop. It's always choosing again to maybe open your heart, give it a try. It's choosing love. Let's get one more card from the general good old Rider-Waite Tarot. Clarity on the Lovers, Major Arcana, number 6. You have a progression. Something's coming through, guys. It's either a big old change in you. It's a big old change in the direction that you're going. You know, this path of destiny that you're on, or it's going on in both situations, whether you see it or not, to come back together. You have the 6 to the 7, and these are major arcanas. They're not little, this is not a little situation. You know, if you got like little situations or minor arcanas, like things that you go through every day, when it's this big energy, you're in it. And all you can do is navigate that energy the best you can and find your center. One more card. Clarity on the Lovers, the Chariot, 6 and 7. I just heard the weirdest thing. I heard, is that like a, I feel like my bangs are cray today. I just heard like 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? What is that, like a, I don't know, it's like a cheer? Maybe you used to be a cheerleader? There is a weird little song. I think it has a trumpet in it. I don't know who sings it. You my cheerleader, but it has a trumpet in the beginning, like a trumpet. I think it's called Cheerleader. It's like a pop song. Maybe somebody's always got your back. They're always kind of cheering you on. Who do we appreciate? I feel like somebody's really starting to see how much they appreciate you. Maybe not having this distance. Sometimes, I mean, it's the typical, I know guys, it's like, oh, well, absence makes the heart grow fonder. But a lot of times that's actually true. Sometimes you don't realize how important something you love is until it is not there. And when there's that energy, you really miss something, you start to reevaluate how important it is to you. And maybe why you need to make some changes so that energy is there more, or it can be handled with care. I just heard the best is yet to come. I don't know if that's a song or if that's just a phrase. But hey, best is yet to come. Maybe it's better than you ever dreamed. And then after that beautiful dream starts to come true, maybe it just gets better and better. Although, always remember, we're here to learn. So, I mean, even though you have these beautiful moments and memories and possibilities and roads and victory and lovers and all this stuff, every day is a different day. So even the weird days, when we're smelly and we have a weird day at work and we're late and things don't go wrong, it's still a blessing. It's still a blessing to be here and be alive, to get another chance to be in the know. Keep shuffling these cards. Okay, guys, one more card. Clarity on the Chariot and the Lovers. Let's see a bridge between these two. I didn't realize I would get so lost in Oracle land today. Oh, all right. So this is really like competition. Maybe there was a little competition for you. That's how the person feels. Or what you've overcome with all this is overcoming a lot of opinions on whatever the situation is. Sometimes this is healthy competition, though. Sometimes this is like a little, maybe I feel like, honestly, I'm getting that both of you are pretty hot. That maybe there's a lot of people that have their eyes on both of you. Maybe that's what made it a little complicated too. Maybe there was like a little bit of like a not confident, maybe getting a little jealous on energies. I don't feel like that. I think I still hear you're the one. So you can't compete with what you can't compare to. So maybe there's more of a confidence coming through. The 5 means there's change in this. So somebody's learned to maybe not be in the mix of a lot of opinions that are not exactly true and or should be taken with a grain of salt. Have discernment on, you know, the information that you get so that it's good information. But here it doesn't look like they're really fighting. It looks like they're playing the game. I always get like a sporty energy with this. You know, like sometimes things come about in our world that kind of like give us a little bit of tension, you know, differences of opinions, different energies, because it keeps you thinking. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps your muscles. It keeps you growing. So let's see what this is about. The 5 of Rods. Maybe upside down. It's possibly getting out of this chaotic situation too. Maybe that's what somebody's dealing with or you're going to do. This could also be within your mind. You're like differences of opinions, different energies, different scenarios, all that stuff. And it's just kind of like putting that to rest. Maybe you need to, you know, be in a space where there's differences of opinions. But I kind of get like, if this is the familiar territory, somebody does need that break from this. Somebody does need like that space to process. I don't know why I keep thinking of it like a sports game though. So maybe some of you actually can change like this. I get different messages with cards. They're not always typical. I do feel like some of you maybe need to do some exercise or be involved in like a team sport or something where maybe just go to the gym and you have a personal trainer, or do something online, like yoga online with others or something like that, where you can actually get your physical energy on moving. I'm getting like physical energy moving and endorphins, and that might be kind of like, I just see like someone like, oh, sweat, like good workout, high five. like a good workout. That could go different ways too. So let's continue. Let's see what this is about. 5 of Rods. Also, if it's just differences of like opinions, sometimes that keeps you thinking. You don't get stuck in the huge then. What is this 5 of Rods all about, please? We got the 4. Maybe so many people have opinions about what this relationship should be. Maybe they can't possibly know, because this relationship is like, you know, 2 awesome aliens together, and it's not like any of the relationships that any of these people with all these opinions have. So who are they to put in their 2 cents? So maybe that's being figured out by you. I would say if this is like this, your really, really good friend or this person you connect with, that's different. I feel like this person's got your back. They have your best interest in your heart in mind. But if this is people with their own situations and their own opinions and their own whatevs, you know, I feel like this is what's being left behind and or dropped, especially if this was like the norm for somebody. Like that just looks stressful. If it's that stressful situation that they always just have to deal with all these different personalities and people and everything. So maybe that's what somebody's figuring out. And that's what brings you to this Chariot. To have some peace and like a slow moving, solid, stable ride with something. those could have been like chaotic relationships of the past. Maybe somebody always had like relationships that were like drama. And maybe this one has no drama. So maybe somebody thought something had to be wrong. How can there be no drama? It could be as simple as that. What's this? Because this is somebody that wants the long term. This is somebody that is thinking about marriage. This is somebody that wants that moment that they're thinking about over here again and again and again and again. You know, look at the palace in the back. You know, there's two people here. It's like they're calling. They're like, hey, come join the party. It's so amazing in this gazebo here. I feel like that's the energy of whoever your friend is or your lover is or who you're making a choice about, that the beautiful energy between these two is so like alive. It's like inviting to others. Maybe you just are in a room together. Maybe nothing's even said, but everybody can feel it. So if this is like a party or a marriage or something, it's a moment. It's probably planned and or suddenly decided out of nowhere, but it's getting to enjoy yourself in this moment. And this moment somehow creates some kind of stability in usually a partnership, a passionate something, where it sparks those dreams for the future. Like, what if this is so amazing? Can we have more of these moments? Here, it's not getting up and dancing. It's not going to that engagement or going to that wedding or planning that thing at all. It's somebody being like a party pooper or getting stuck in their head and not taking a chance for this moment of passion, this experience. Because once this moment happens, it's so amazing. You just want it to keep happening. And it can, because it's a 4. It does bring some stability. You have the three of cups at the bottom. I see this as celebration. It's like this is the celebration card in the cups, and this is the celebration card in the rods. This could be just a group. Sometimes this is just a bunch of friends really having fun together. This is really feeling like whatever you're going through, you kind of want to shout it to the world. You want to share it with the people that you love. I guess upside down, it would be this party or this group of people would probably be like busybodies or overindulging in something, a little too into themselves, maybe like a bunch of mean girls. But in that case, I mean, I think you would probably just not be in that situation anymore. But upright, it's so overflowing with love. It's allowing yourself to have a good time. Maybe it just starts there. This love overflowing in your heart, being around people that really love you for who you are, that always want the best for you, that recognize how much love you deserve. Because I feel like starting there is going to bring you to this choice somewhere, maybe soon, down a new path with this confident energy towards this possible future of moments upon moments of awesome. Here I feel like it's people around you, so it could also be family. I feel like if this is all happening, even if people didn't understand your situation before and they had all these opinions, if they feel the love that's going on here whenever that happens, or just the love you have in yourself doing your own freaking thing, people are going to be happy for you. And wow, long reading, guys. Should we do one more summary card? Una más? Maybe just something really simple. Instead of a big long message, I feel like a lot came through this reading. Stay. This is the Angel's Answers. Let's get one card clarity on situation 4. collective, please and thank you. I know this reading was really, really long, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed it and there was something that came through that was helpful. Even if you feel like this wasn't your reading and you're still here, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you know how special you all are. How special you are. You're so important. And I love you. I love you so much. So let's get one card. Clarity for the collective, please and thank you. To summarize, 3 of Cups, the 4 of Rods, the Lovers, the Chariot, the 5 of Wands, Memories, Heart and Key, Girl Talk, Foreigner. Maybe I'm also some, you know, messages come back through. Somebody actually just might be like really different than you. Like different religion, different race, different background, different way that they grow up, different beliefs, different style, from a totally different place. It doesn't have to be a country. It could be like a different neighborhood, different age, whatever it is. Just something that's kind of a dichotomy energy to you, but I still feel like somehow it's still that heart and key thing. It somehow just kind of something fits. One card to clarify this for the collective. There's one more thing they need to know to sum up all of this energy. Last little piece of advice, please and thank you. You have an opportunity. It's going to be a lot of prosperity, maybe. I mean, it could actually be monetary value, but this is golden energy. It's different kind of value. It's the value of living your life through the lens of love and through the lens of all of the experiences that you have, because that's what we bring with us. It could also be the kind of partnership that just works so well that you just manifest together. I mean, you really manifest, whether that's bouncing ideas off of each other, the support you have for each other, the love you have for each other, or this is just you really recognizing how golden you are, how valuable you are, moving in a path, starting there, and more opportunities are just going to come into your world. It's at the bottom. That's a weird one. This is the long haul. So, I mean, this can go different ways, but I'm going to show you a year from now. So, maybe that's not what you want to hear. Maybe that's how long something's going to take. Maybe that's how long the break's going to be. Maybe that something is starting now, but it develops really big time over the next year. That's when like something completely changes. I mean, it's very specific and time is relative. So, maybe in a year from now, you are going to be in such a different place. You won't even like be in the same place as when you were watching this reading right now. It's just going to be like day and night, different. You never even expected these opportunities to come through. So you know what? You got the Chariot. The year is a year. Enjoy the ride. Every single moment you got. And with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. I hope this reading is helpful. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll see you soon. Bye.